John Deere 8R costs $340,000. The Massey Ferguson does the same work for half. A young couple walks into a John Deere dealership on a Tuesday morning, diaper bag over one shoulder, both of them staring at a finance screen. The number glowing back at them starts past $300,000. $7,000 a month, at the very rate John Deere itself advertises. Then the husband turns his head. 40 feet across the same lot sits a red Massey Ferguson. Same day of work, same kind of field, sticker closer to half. That is not a budget imitation sitting across the lot. That is a machine named Tractor of the Year for 2021. Built in Beauvais, France. Running since 1960. 1 million tractors off that same line in 2022. And by the end of this, you will understand why the place it was welded matters more than the color of the paint. This is Farm Gear Pro. Today we are going through exactly what the green boardroom decided to do to the family farm, and what the red machine from Beauvais decided to do instead. Stay with this, because the number we get to in the middle of this video is the one the finance desk hopes you never do yourself. Start with the sticker on that 8R. Depending on how it is optioned, a new one runs from a little over $300,000 to nearly $450,000. The broader 8R line averages around $385,000 across national listings right now. These are not collector prices. This is the working tractor a corn and soybean family in Iowa or Nebraska is told they need. Then comes the financing, and this is where the trap closes. At the 0% 4-year deal John Deere advertises, that machine costs close to $7,000 a month. Stretch the term or lose the promotional rate. The interest alone can run more than a hired hand's wages. For a family working a few hundred acres, that single payment can swallow the margin on the whole crop before the planter ever leaves the shed. Sit with that for a second. A well-optioned 8R crosses $440,000 before you have bought a single implement to hang off the back. A planter, a sprayer, a grain cart. Each of those is its own six-figure line. The tractor is only the down payment on the down payment, and the family at the screen can feel the whole stack landing on one signature. Before we keep going, if this is giving you the real picture behind the sticker, nobody explains clearly, hit subscribe right now. No manufacturer money, no dealer relationships, just the numbers the finance desk hopes you skip. Back to it. Here is the part that should make a grower genuinely angry. A large share of what you are paying for on that green machine is capability a smaller farm physically cannot use up. The modern 8R is sold on precision technology, systems like exact shot and see and spray, automation packages that meter fertilizer by the individual seed and target weeds plant by plant. On a 10,000-acre operation, that technology earns its keep. On 400 acres, you are financing a factory floor to farm a garden. The capability is real. The math underneath it only works at a scale the family farm does not have. And John Deere knows the sticker is the problem. Which is what makes their response so telling. Instead of lowering the base price of the machine, the company has spent the last 2 years lowering the entry cost of the technology, cutting the price of getting into exact shot and see and spray so more growers can afford the software layer. Read that slowly. When affordability became a crisis, the boardroom made the add-ons cheaper and left the price of the actual tractor exactly where it was. The machine still costs what it costs. They just made it easier to rent the brains that ride on top. Underneath all of it sits the ownership problem. The one farmers have been shouting about for years. A consumer research group estimated that repair restrictions across all equipment makers cost American farmers around $4 billion a year. When the tractor throws a code in the middle of harvest and the software will not clear it without an authorized dealer, the machine has stopped being a tool you own. It has become a platform you rent, and the landlord sits in an office in Moline. You can see the squeeze in what farmers are actually buying. The fastest growing corner of the tractor market right now is the small stuff, machines under 40 horsepower, which have grown to roughly 65% of all tractor sales. That is not a nation of hobby gardeners. That is a lot of real operations deciding the big row crop iron has simply moved out of reach. buying a compact machine to limp along instead of signing for a payment that reads like a second mortgage. The complexity does not stop at the price tag either. The more sensors and controllers and software gates a machine carries, the more places it can fail. And the fewer people are allowed to fix it. A generation ago, a good shade tree mechanic could keep a Deere running with a socket set and a manual. Today, the same breakdown can mean a laptop, a dealer login, and a service truck that shows up when it shows up, sometimes days into a harvest window that does not wait. Every layer of that complexity was added in a boardroom, and every layer moved a little more control from the man in the field to the company that wrote the code. Now walk back across that dealer lot to the red machine. Because this is where the story turns from a complaint into a choice. The Massey Ferguson 8S, named Tractor of the Year for 2021, built in Beauvais, the same factory town in northern France that has been welding Massey tractors since 1960. The plant rolled its 1 millionth tractor off the line in 2022. This is not a budget machine. This is not an antique. This is not an import from nowhere. This is the machine the engineers built when they started with a blank page and asked working farmers what they actually needed. Not another screen. Farmers asked for comfort, ease of use, value, reliability. The hood opens wide. The side panels come off. There is a service hatch that lets a man get his hands and an airline right in between the radiators. A farmer, or the mechanic down the road, can actually reach the parts that need reaching. Independent reviewers noticed it too. Yamon British Farm magazine wrote that the 8S dropped a lot of the old Massey quirks and made itself easy for an operator who had never run the brand to climb in and go to work. The machine is not built to keep you dependent on a dealer. It is built to be kept running by the person who owns it. Now put a real number on the gap. A new 8S in the same power class as that green machine lists closer to $190,000. Same day of work, same kind of field. The sticker is roughly half. A young family does not need a finance seminar to understand what half means when the payment is the one thing deciding whether they keep the ground. Massey puts its own name on specific numbers. The company says the design cuts annual rework costs by as much as half. The engine sips roughly 10% less fuel by making its power at low revs. The machine holds up to 30% more of its value when the day comes to sell it. Those are the maker's own figures. Take them as a sales pitch if you like. But a sales pitch aimed at the exact pain the green tractor creates tells you where this machine is pointed. Massey did not stop at the middle range either. When it needed a flagship, it built the 9S. 6 machines running from 285 all the way to 425 horsepower. Built in Beauvais alongside everything else. Simplicity is not the same thing as small. You can build a serious high-horsepower tractor and still make it a machine a farmer can service, own outright, and hand to a son. The 8S proved it in the middle of the range. The 9S proved it at the top. In the summer of 2025, Massey brought out an updated 8S with fresh comfort and efficiency upgrades. Proof the company is still investing in the straightforward machine instead of quietly retiring it the way the green line has drifted upmarket. Sit in the seat, and the real difference has nothing to do with the spec sheet. It shows up the moment something goes wrong. On the green machine, when the code lights up, you are a passenger waiting on a dealer. On the red one, you are still the operator. The one who can diagnose it, service it, and keep it in the field through the window that matters. The machine works for the man instead of the man working to keep the machine legal. Now look at who is winning and who is losing, because the market is already voting, while the whole farm economy slumped and equipment sales fell across the board. The American company that owns Massey Ferguson posted its largest share gains in North American big tractor sales in its entire history. Highest global market share on record. Its own total sales still dropped in the downturn. So this is not a victory lap, it is something more interesting. In the worst market in years, the machine built on simplicity and ownership took ground from the giant that built its recent fortune on complexity and control. The challenger is climbing while the leader slips, and that only happens when the buyer has quietly changed his mind about what a tractor is for. Now hold that next to the thing that actually keeps a farmer up at night. Because the pricing is not just an insult, it is an accelerant. The United States lost around 15,000 farms last year. and around 15,000 the year before that. Step back 5 years and the country has lost more than 140,000 farms. There are just under 2 million farms left, down from just over 2 million as recently as 2018. And the losses are concentrated in the worst possible place, the middle. The commercial family operations that are too big to be a hobby and too small to buy their way to survival. The farms, selling more than $1 million a year, the top 6%, now work better than a third of all the farmland. The largest operations, less than a tenth of the total, control more than half the ground in the country. Nearly 8 in 10 American farms still sell under $100,000 a year, and together all of those families work only about a quarter of the farmland. The people who make up the overwhelming majority of American agriculture are being handed the smallest slice of the ground and the largest share of the cost. And the machine on the dealer lot is priced as if they were never in the room. Connect those two facts and the whole thing stops looking like an accident. A tractor priced for a 10,000-acre operation is not neutral. It quietly hands every advantage to the biggest players and puts one more weight on the family in the middle. Every time the flagship machine climbs another $30,000, a few more of those mid-size farms do the math, sell the ground to the operation next door, and vanish into the consolidation numbers. The pricing does not just reflect the death of the family farm, it helps cause it. And that is why the boring red tractor from Beauvais is not a small story. It is one of the few machines still built, as if a family being able to own it outright is the entire point. This is not weather. Nobody has to accept it as some natural law of farming. A boardroom decided the tractor should become a platform, that the software should be locked, that the sticker should keep climbing while the affordability press releases talked about apps. Another company, an ocean away in a European factory town, decided the opposite. Both were choices. Picture that young couple one more time, standing in the green dealership, finance screen still glowing in front of them. For years, the honest thing and the smart thing seemed to point in opposite directions. Loyalty to the green paint on one side, survival of the farm on the other. That red tractor across the lot is what it looks like when they finally point the same way. Choosing the machine you can service, own outright, and actually pay off is not settling for less. It is reading the fine print the boardroom was betting you would skip. The family farm was never going to be saved by the fanciest tractor on the lot. It gets saved by the one a family can still own. The paint was never the point. Ownership was. And the company that remembered that is quietly winning the exact buyers the giant took for granted. Drop a comment below. Are you the young family who did the math and chose the red machine? Or are you still on green because the dealer is still close enough and the loyalty still runs deep? Both answers matter. Because the map of where this market goes next is being drawn right now in the decisions farmers are making at dealer lots across the country. Thanks for watching Farm Gear Pro. If you found this breakdown valuable, share it with a fellow farmer and comment below your thoughts on this topic. See you in the next one.